Alright, so today you are probably wondering why I have a mess of pouches on my bench. So I had done a review of this pouch I got off of Etsy. Amazing pouch, definitely recommend it. It's a small, similar to the Zero Feud small size, dual sided pouch. So MFN Research, awesome guy, great channel. Once I took about 3 seconds to realize what the name was, appreciate the channel name even more. But he kind of threw down the challenge to me to see if the dual-sided pouches are better or more efficient than multiple single-sided pouches. Now, of course, my initial reaction was, heck yeah. I mean, how could they not? They're dual-sided, you can get more in them, smaller footprint. And then as I started looking at some of my pouches, I'm like, well, maybe not. Especially like the Notorious, which is pretty darn flat. Even the Zero Feud wallet, pretty darn flat. So what I've really come down to is maybe. So if you, situations where it is not gonna be, so this happens to be, this is not a Maxpedition, but similar to that style. And these real flat, skinny pouches, you can load them to the gills, but they really puff out. Now, if you were to put two of these together, and honestly, the way I load mine out, I don't have a lot that puff out. But if you were to load two of those together, you get a really uneven load. Let me see. I mean, this is probably the closest thing I get to it. And you can see if you pack them in a pouch, you'd have a lot of empty space here and over here. So you'd have a lot of wasted space in your sling. Now you could, of course, offset that by putting them in there like that and kind of Tetrising them into your sling. But really what I've come down to, or the conclusion I've come down to, is I'd love to make a long video with this, but it's a maybe. Because the Notorious, I mean, this thing, still one of my favorite pouches. Place for everything in its place. Even the alpaca hub pouch. I mean, this place for everything in its place, and that actually loads out pretty flat. But where these things come in handy, so this is my Maxpedition micro mini one. I do have a video link down below on my channel for this, but this actually is loaded out pretty well. It's pretty flat. It's a little puffed up here, but yeah, just a standard loadout on this side, and I can get a lot in there, or get quite a bit in there. And then of course the back area is really nice, where, oops, this is the one downside to it though. Okay, back in the camera view there, is you gotta remember how to open it up. But if you have a lot to go in this, like this is stuff I use my reading glasses all the time, extra pair of contacts, so it's kind of a dump pocket, and that works for me, and this goes in my sling to work every day. Now the other double-sided Maxpedition, again, pretty flat. Pretty simple loadout on this side. Some tools and such. And then, instead of going with pens on this side, again, I did it again, but that's alright. I have this the Matador blanket, which I do love, the battery bank, and then over here I use kind of those plastic credit cardy things with that pocket theory idea of putting Velcro on stuff to hold. So I've got 3 of those kind of Velcroed in on this side so that the pack load stays even. So really this is just where the loadout, oops, sorry about that, just works perfectly for it. And here again, this is, I mean, you can also get, this is the Maxpedition Fatty. Also done a video on this. This thing's loaded to the gills with mostly full-size tools. I use these tools to replace my garage door opener. Luckily it was not a full replace, it was just a partial, just because I had basically the same brand, so a lot of the hardware that was already installed on the door, which made it easier to use that. And then this, the name is really hard to say, and I didn't write it down, so on here I just got some, I think this is my keychain stuff on this side. And on this side I had a bunch of the fishing business cards. So for me, this is kind of the perfect loadout, and this will go in my fishing bag. Yeah, the VE31 is a small pouch. Now this has a bunch of documents in it and a couple pocket cards. But that again loads up pretty flat because it's a thick pouch. I think this is it's a Roaring Fire pouch. I'll be doing a review on this. This one is kind of a backup now. This one I've been using as a dock pouch instead. Actually really like this. It's a padded pouch, it's very nice. Now I had the Ember Pro pouch. This is another double-sided pouch. And this one, the back side is a little different than, it's not as deep, but it's got a little more structure. It's got 2 mesh pockets over here and then a full mesh over here. Got some ideas how I'm going to use this. So I guess this is a preview video too, but yeah, so I mean, ultimately, if you pack your pouches like this, you might get more things in here, but again, like on the Maxpedition, this is just a dump pocket on this side, and this side would still puff out like that. I mean, you could maybe put some larger stuff over here, but if it doesn't have its own organization, it's just gonna be, if you open it up, as you saw when I opened them up and forgot, it's going to be a mess because you got to open it up a certain way. Now, does this work for me? Yes. Now, the Ember Pro, on the other hand, with the mesh pockets in it, would be a little more versatile, so that might be a good option, but really, the answer is a push, a maybe. I like these dual-sided pouches a lot. They're in my, this one's definitely in my sling every day. It goes to work, use it. Probably I'm in that pouch 3 to 4 times a week at work, so it gets used. This one, single level. This one I was probably in same amount of times, so there's no good answer. I think if you see a pouch, it has the organization you want. This had the organization I wanted for certain things, so I went with it. This one has the organization I wanted. It's going to be a fishing kit. I make my own spinner baits. It's going to be a skirt making bag for travel. So some of the tools will be on one side, and actually a spinner bait making as well. Some of the tools and stuff will be on one side, then skirt and blades and terminal tackle will be probably on this pack side, but we'll see. Yeah, I think it really comes down to, if you just look at the pouch on the websites, get the dimensions, take a look at, conceptualize how you want to pack it out, and figure out which style is better for the loadout you want. Is it the dual-sided or is it the single-sided? Yeah, I wish it were an easy answer, but the more I thought about it, there's really no easy answers in life. And this is definitely a good example of that. So hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And thank you, and have a great day.